Hello and welcome to IssuesWatch. My name is Jeff Kaszerman and I'm the Government Relations Director for the New Jersey Society of CPAs. Joining me today is Ralph Albert-Thomas, our CEO and Executive Director. As most of you probably know by now, on July 1st, Governor Phil Murphy signed into law a $37.5 billion budget. Included in this budget is $1.6 billion in new taxes. These new taxes include an increase in the income tax rate to 10.75% on taxpayers with income of more than $5 million. For corporations with income of more than $1 million, there's a 2.5% surcharge for 2 years and then 1.5% for the following 2 years. There's new sales taxes on housing rentals like Airbnb, Uber, e-cigarettes, and tobacco. Regarding property taxes, the cap on property tax deductions has been raised from $10,000 to $15,000. There's a new combined reporting standard for corporations that have operations in more than just New Jersey, and there's a 90-day tax amnesty program that will be held this year and has to be done by January 15th of next year. We'll have more information on the implementation dates for these new taxes as they become available. So Ralph, the society and the business community were opposed to these new taxes. What did we do to try and stop them?
Well, we did a number of things. First and foremost, we met with legislators and the legislative leaders. We wrote position papers that we sent in to the leadership of both houses, indicating our concerns and our position on the various tax hikes. And we also reached out to the media because, as you know, we did a lot of surveys during this period. And so we wanted them to know how our members felt and what their opinions were on that. We utilized our state tax task force that we put together, connected them to both the legislative leaders and also the administration so that they could help them with any questions they had about some of the tax things that they did. We also tried to educate our members on the various issues that we were working on. And also we worked too with our business alliance partners, New Jersey Business and Industry Association, the State Chamber, and the Commerce and Industry Association, and the new group, Opportunity New Jersey.
Ralph, this year was another crazy budget year. For example, in the last 10 days of the legislative session, there were 3 major CBT bills introduced, and they were scrambled together to make one final bill. Do you think New Jersey needs a multi-year budget planning process?
I absolutely believe they do, and for the following reason. It is very difficult for individuals and businesses to plan when you just have a budget that is crafted year to year. As we think about the business community, businesses generally do a budget on a 3, 5, or 7-year basis, and sometimes even longer. So when you do a 1-year budget, it's difficult for these groups to plan what they're going to do going forward. So yearly budgets are too prone to political pressure and often turn out to, as you said, a mess, and ended up in 11th hour negotiations or strategies.
What do you foresee for the rest of the legislative session that ends in January 2020? You foresee the legalization of marijuana, more negative legislation? What do you see?
I think we'll see some legislation coming down the pike that will have unintended consequences for the business community. One example is minimum wage to $15 an hour, and how do you implement that? With regard to the legalization of marijuana, the governor has certainly been an advocate of that. I think at the end of the day, we'll probably see it go through, but I think it'll be tough because of some of the concerns on both parts of the legislature on that issue. One of the things that we want to see the state focus on is how can they cut costs. The governor and legislature seem to be focused a little more on spending than cost cutting. And that's one of the things that I think the citizens of New Jersey, I'm sure our members have also told us that they would hope that they would look at a way of right-sizing state government and the municipal government structure as well.
Where do we go from here? What will the NJCPA do going forward, both trying to stop the negative legislation you said that may be forthcoming, and to promote those things that we do support?
Well, we'll continue to fight those proposals that come out that we feel are harmful to the business community and New Jersey's economy. We'll be using all the tools that we have at our disposal, our surveys, our outreach to the media about these things, and we'll be focusing, I think, a lot too on this whole notion of how do we reduce the cost of government as well. And we'll be turning to our members, asking them to weigh in on a grassroots basis, and in particular on our polls that we're trying to get pulse reads on, because believe it or not, the legislature has really looked at those and taken them into consideration as they think about various bills that they want to introduce.
Well, thank you, Ralph, for sharing your expertise with us and keeping everybody informed.
My pleasure.
Experts are still deciphering some details of the budget, and the Society will report more on the budget's details, particularly the changes in tax law, as they become available. Thank you for watching.